blessing it was. Ride both these fully modified bikes. You can see me right there, taking off the air box. That DRZ needed more power in every shape or form. Got some random people that just love motorcycles come by the shop, say hi. Anybody can wheelie these DRZs. It's probably the best all-around starter bike for just learning how to do fun things. But yeah, things have changed. The new FE is insane. 70 pounds lighter, 70 pounds. About 30 more horse. Yeah, almost double. It's crazy. And you do feel it in the air. And that's kind of what this video is about. Just showing all the upgrades we've done to each bike. Riding them around. As you can see, we went Ocotillo, went to Cahuilla. Hi, Coco. We went to Paula for the day. Did a lot of riding with these things. A lot of opportunity to test out all these different forks and shock settings, motor upgrades. A lot of fun stuff. We're going to continue to do more with now the supermoto side of them and more of the street use. But we wanted to get the hardcore dirt side out of the way, then make them look pretty after we destroy them a little bit. Let's talk about these parts. So, the DRZ, there's a lot of info that we've done. Now, the FE is a little more modern. We wanted to get this info out as soon as possible. We've only got 13 miles on these bikes, so give us a break on the quality of the rider here. But as you can see in some of these photos, it's got a whole front end, and that's pretty much a KYB B kit. So they have one level above that, it's an A kit, and that will start around 4,600 just for the forks. So this is the whole front end, brand new. It's available for a lot of bikes. You'll start to see KYB on a lot of KTMs in the factory market. A lot in Japan is going on with KTM and KYB, so that's why we decided it was a good time to make the jump and make it happen, spend your money. We tried some Nissan brakes. Wasn't too bad, working on different Brembo master cylinders, different sizes, learning the hard way and what works, what doesn't. Long story short, we've got them dialed. Got different brake lines that are working better than what we had originally. We've got a tuner that matches with this pipe, and then we also went with a larger throttle body as well, and that will be a whole kit that we'll offer. The next to do on this FE would be the cylinder head and the CDI box, unless you just want to get a get. But really, you can do this all with OEM, and that's what we want to do, is make another kit so you can rev this bike so it doesn't sign off so quickly. And that's for the Fe501, because it definitely doesn't rev as high as the DRZ. The DRZ, main problem for the DRZ is its weight. It's not that much slower feeling, considering how much work we've done to the DRZ, but you can just tell the weight and the oldness of the bike. The bike just feels dated and huge and small and not ergonomic. It just has some weird traits to it for, you know, big track use. I mean, the vet track, it's fun, you know. Back when I did the video last year riding at the main track at Cahuilla, that was fun. But I don't want to get hurt anymore, and I wouldn't recommend jumping the DRZ very far. It just doesn't have the suspension to keep up with that heavy of a weight bike. Unless you revalve it like we did here, it's definitely possible to do anything you need to do with the bike, but it's 80 pounds more. So every jump, you're going to feel that extra 80 pounds of inertia, you know, stopping, going sideways, left to right. And that's why weight is so important. You know, you see a lot of people right now changing up the weight on their bikes, you know, shaving down their seats, pans, I should say, you know, titanium bolts, and just doing crazy things, trying to grind off as much weight as possible. So pretty much, moral of the story, you want a perfect platform to build the ultimate bike. The FE is really that, especially this year in 2020, with all the changes they did to the engine. It's the nicest enduro, one of the nicest bikes I've ever ridden, hands down. Especially with that front end, that's a big deal for me. KTM's always scared me without having a spanner nut for the bearings, and I just never felt comfortable on them. That's just me personally. And then you got the DRZ. Pick them up all day for a couple grand. Put a couple grand into them, and you have a bike that's going to run forever, and it's going to run when the KTMs give you issues. Now, hopefully this KTM doesn't prove me wrong like the other 10 ones I've had. I think it will be just fine, but they've definitely had some issues in the past, so it's nice to have a bike in the garage like the DRZ that just starts right up and go have fun. Hope you enjoy. More to come on the supermoto side of this build series soon to you.